Welcome to the next video on Mealey machines. We have seen the introduction about Mealey machine in the previous video, where we have seen the tuple notation and the sample Mealey machine. So here you are going to if you are going to learn the construction of Mealey machine. For that, we have taken two examples. One is to find the ones complement of any binary number, that is construction of a Mealy machine which will produce ones complement. And the second one is to produce two's complements of binary input. Like when you give ones complement is when you give 0, 1, 1. Okay, let this be. So you have to find your Mealy machine. It should give you this output. Okay, so for that we are going to use one state. So it is q naught. So q naught, when it is taking the input as 0, it should give you the output as 1, and when it is taking an input as 1, should give you the output as 0. So basically Mealy machines are nothing but DFA which is producing an output also. So here the set of input symbols used are 0 comma 1. Here you can see these are the input, and the set of output symbols used are 0 and 1 because this is the output symbol. Okay, so this simple model will give you the complement of any binary input string which you give. Okay, so or we can take an example, the same example 1011. So when you take 1011, when the input is given as 1, it will accept this 1 and it will produce an output 0. Okay, and it will move to q naught only. And after that, it will take input as 0 and it will produce an output 1, and it will move on to q naught only. And when you give the next input 1, it will take the input as 1 and it will produce an output 0. And when you take the input next input as 1, it will produce the output as 0. So this is the construction of Mealy machine for ones complement of any input binary input string. Okay, so the next one is finding two's complement of binary input. Suppose before moving on to the construction of Mealy machine, let us learn how the two's complement is done. So let us take an example of 1011. So this is the given binary input string. So in each first, what you should do is you should find the ones complement, so which is 0, 1, 0, 0. After that, you should increment 1 to it to find the two's complement. So 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, and we'll take one more example, 1, 0, 1, 0. Okay, so this is the given input string. So its ones complement is 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. So when you add 1 to it, it is one thing that the last after the first one, when it comes, like when you get the first one from the LSB, this is the LSB and this is the MSB part. So when you get the first one, after this the digits get interchanged. If you see, like this is the input string or the number which should be complemented, so it is flipped or it is inverted. Ones are converted to 0, 0 is converted to 1, but these digits after this first one remains same. Okay, when you take this example also, this is the first one which you encounter. After this, the digits are getting flipped. You can see here 101 is changed to 010. So with this note in mind, we are going to construct a Mealy machine in such a way that whenever it reads 1 from the least significant bit, first time when it is reading 1 from the least significant bit, till then it will accept the digits as such, which means that you're going to get only zeros before that. So zeros, when you get 0 as input, you'll get 0 as output also. When you get 1, the first 1, the output will also be 1. The next two digits after this first one, or whatever digits you get after this, everything will be flipped. Okay, so 0 will be converted to 1, 1 will be converted to 0. So this is the basic idea. Having this in mind, we are going to construct the Mealy machine for producing the 2's complement. Construct the Mealy machine for any input string. For example, here I'm going to take the second input, that is 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. So this is going to be the input string. So I'm going to read it from the LSB part. Okay. So here, this is the LSB part. This is the LSB. This is the most significant bit. So we are going to design in such a way that our machine is going to accept whenever it gets a 0 from the LSB bit, it is going to retain it as 0. And whenever it is going to have the first one, it is going to give the output as 1. And whenever it is going to get any other input after this, so it is going to change it to the, or complement it. If it is getting 0, it is going to give the output as 1. If it is 1, it is going to give the output as 0. So this is our Mealy machine. So you have to read your data from LSB. So this you should keep in mind. So whenever you are reading it, 0 should be kept as such, and 1 should be, first 1 should be kept as such, and the next two digits, or whatever, how many digits you get, it should be inverted. So that is why we give it in the self loop. So with this, we have constructed the Mealy machine for 2's complement. We'll move on to more machines in the next video. Thank you, students.